Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. And today we're going to be looking into this album's 25th anniversary. Well, today, and I figured why not review it. And yeah, to one of, in my opinion, one of the most heaviest albums I've heard when I was a teenager, and it still pretty much holds up today. And so, as you see below the title, today we're going to be looking into Far Beyond Driven by Pantera. This was the band's, I believe, seventh or eighth album, I believe, released on March 22nd, 1994 through Eastwood Records. And hard to believe this album came out the day before I was born, so 25 years today. Now honestly, a lot of people know that this is pretty much the only metal album and the heaviest album to hit number 1 on the top 200 Billboard charts, which is surprisingly for a band as heavy as Pantera was at that time. After like the success of like their previous album, Vulgar Display of Power, and even the album before that, Cowboys from Hell, where like their first 5 albums were more glam, and they sort of like changed it up to just straight up like tough guy metal, which is pretty much what I would describe Pantera as. Like production wise, it's really just heavy. Like sonically it's heavy, musically it's heavy. Like this is a heavy as balls album. One thing you know about it's the vocal work from Phil Anselmo. Like Phil pretty much sounds really just pissed off here. He did pretty much a little bit on Vulgar Display of Power, but on Far Beyond Driven, he just takes it just ugh. The guitar wise, what can I say about the late great Dimebag Darrell? Just like the soloing he does and just the shredding stuff that he does. One of the most greatest guitar players I've heard. I pretty much love Dimebag. Bass is pretty audible from Rex Brown. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Rex Brown gets very underlooked. In my opinion, I think he's a very underrated bassist in metal in general. Just he pretty much holds down the fort. Just plays along with like what Dimebag does and the drumming from Vinny does. And look, and the drumming wise, I mean, the late great Vinnie Paul, well, just really great drummer. Another, in my opinion, another very underlooked drummer as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this beast track by track. We open up with Strength Beyond Strength, which is a good place to start this album off. Just goes right off with a bang. It's one of the more popular songs on here to me anyway, and a noticeably very two-paced. And the opening riff is a nasty grinding piece of something that I don't even want to examine, and the second riff is a bit thrashier, much tastier, and the song switches between the two of them. Then sort of like a slower like groove riff comes in with an ominous backing guitar, and Phil just being slow, deep, and hard, and then sort of like the lead builds up really slowly and bursts out for a moment, and then the groove riff is gone, repeating the first two riffs, and we're home. Great way to start this album. Start off right with a bang, punches you right in the face. Becoming, which is just all groove because the cool addition to the pitch pedal and relatively short song length, I think doesn't become another banal groove fest. So yep. 5 minutes alone, which ironically the song is a little over 5 minutes. I just feel like it's weird to me. I mean, honestly, I feel like this should have been track 5, honestly, because 5 minutes, I don't know. But the song itself is a really grooving track, some really good riffs, and Phil just sounds like just really just angry sounding on here. Really, really good song. I'm Broken, perhaps it's the song off of the album. The slow, sluggish sound of the band has been working on, as opposed to sort of like the thrash paste on Vulgar Display of Power, and is perfected to a T with an incredible solo from Dimebag to a boot. And then someone speaks about being broken, how hard it is to live this life when you've been shattered, but also seems to speak of from an uplifting hope with hammers in this trying to live for now theme, as it seems to pick up on. We get to the next song, Good Friends and a Bottle of Pills, which, I mean, this song has to be one of the most ridiculous songs I've heard on here. I mean, the bass is pretty audible, but uses a single one-note rhythmic groove throughout the entire thing. And the guitar is pretty much mostly screeches that sound like they were thrown together with no real thought. The drumming is pretty slow and reminiscent, and the vocals pretty much have like no emotion or energy. It just sounds like Phil was just trying to be like fucking your girl while you were asleep. It just sounds like really just dirty sounding. Hard hard lines, sunken cheeks, kind of a slow brooding affair at the beginning, then pulls into a sick melodic riff, and the drumming in this song is really cool, and the chorus section is pretty much kind of a strange. Um, Slaughtered, which takes my pick as like one of the best songs on the album, but manifesting a style that would become as a template of some sort of like-minded songs on the next album. And Phil's constipated coyote barks become more range of a full-fledged death grunts and suit fit the song very well. Then we go into 25 years. Here's which pretty much how old this album is today. They just another good song just has like a little very mid-paced shedding skin, and just really great grooving riffs from Dimebag. Just really just love the drums on there and vocals. And then we go into Use My Third Arm, which gives us some of the best rumbling combative rhythm and vitriol that the band delivers on this entire album. The music on here is brutish and menacing, with all the impact of Frighter, and the salt never lets up throughout this album. Far Beyond Driven, while simpler than pretty much just past Pantera releases, still holds up true with the band's style and is a great for dispensing rage. Throes of Rejection starts off with a little bit of a drum and bass thing, and then the guitar sort of like kick in, and then just boom, punches you right in the face. Has that sort of like goes up and down with this song. And then the album closes with their cover of Planet Caravan, which was originally done by Black Sabbath, which is actually a kind of like a very calming way to end this album, which very well might be the best version of it recorded, despite like the greatness of the original. It's pretty much like, after all like the heaviness, it sort of like ends sort of like kind of softish. Now overall, Far Beyond Driven by Pantera is a good album. Like, in my opinion, one of the heaviest, hard to believe it's the heaviest album so far to hit #1 on the Billboard 200, which I don't think any other metal band has pretty much come close to. So if I have to give this album a score, I'm going to give Far Beyond Driven by Pantera probably an 8.5 out of 10. So yep, that's my review of Far Beyond Driven, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. See you all in the next video, and as always, keep it metal.